ตุนจุ่ม Zawlbuk Zirna run weekly vocabulary clear to zong te kan lo lom le chawa tun tuma chuan the Hindu chanchin bu kan analyze tila kan soi swalom love heta front page bika headline pakhat te hi kan share dona article te kha I kan video kan previous video ento tan chuan in trianga chanchin bu share dan tha te thil sang te kan ron chwa to ta ne chumi a chuan engteng chanchin bu hi thatakin kan share hi kan no puyang English especially in the Thailand particularly in English chanchin bu hi engteng kan no pui dan tur te kha kan chwa to kha tun video ena kha video le en lo kan chuan kha khalo en masaula kan recommend phot chawa chuan in voinia chuna chanchin bu headline pakhat kan share chin do nai chun chu da chuan word kan highlight tur te kan highlight lo chinami helai kan soi lo po apoi moni en rin khalo highlight ula zona te kha comment lama point lo da thei do nani o kan chan hal mo langa the Hindu tun chuak hi kan endona hey a front page hian headline pakhat chuan Biden drops out of race endorses Kamala Harris kan nei tani ti hian claim in than ti te de willa Biden chu kan traffic ang tero na the current president of United States of America ni so Joe Biden mani loka hey tu na zon alar vet an US presidential election he a night of vet boka mani loka po Donald Trump an khan the former president that kan ti theng so ma chia mi kha mani loka debate ne kha debate nge ina ashin so tam tak kha newspaper hen takin mi nan khelani article ate pon khelang editorial page ate pon khelang front page ate po news alang to ni headline nge viral to breaking lu to kanita ne so tu na po hey the Hindu tangel pon an chanchin bu page masapera headline anon nei ne Biden drops out of race enge race so kan ril ruwa chung kan thetura ngai la kha presidential election atana anin tlan siang na chang khan enge drops out phrasal verb sincere kan sincere ha the masapera chang po yan phrasal verb drops out ai nuk do ne kha in tlan siang na chang in tlan siang na chang khan ai nuk do ga so ai nuk do no chon enge thil khan endorses Kamala Harris to hey picture lo lang hi kan chianga US Vice President ne Indian chul chuak ta kan ti theng chu thisen Indian chul chuak kan ka soi sol mai thea thisen kai ta pok kan ti theng chu Kamala Harris to na Vice President the current Vice President of United States of America endorsed kan ti chuan publicly supporting her support ani one lang ta khan public khan chuan kan traffic nga USA chuan party patni lar tak o mane Republican kan ti hote the Democratic allies te kan nei than helain Democrats kan ti hote Republican kan ti ho khan ta chuan party dang kha chu third party ang khan an kal to mai ta ne chulai chuan Donald Trump te hote sen le pol ten kan ti theng chu arong ate po khan ka ti khan debate an ne ya sang te ne tunlai chuan alar kan traffic ang Donald Trump atak ngel po man ni loka enge thil thleng ka Pennsylvania rama me ka shet so lo chuan first rally nei na campaign rally nei na khan sniper khan he ta beng bula khan ron thoi fo me beng khan ron thoi fo me tha ta ana thi zoi me ne claim a thi trap kan tiang so claim a thi trap kan tiang so chuanin ti khan van nei thak takin Donald Trump kha adam chuaka khamit nuwa khan tel sang rally nei na te khan enge thil statement tak te kharon sai chuaka chung te chu engpo chu ni se helaya kan share to hi kan share zum nga hun kan man rei lo nan chon thu kan highlight tur sang kan lo sin sia ve don ni grammatically pon han share masak perian hegi kan share nem chung kan sin share thin don ni hey 81 year old kan ni tan 81 atia adto ta hin tingi 81 ni ta si years sati lo tingi plural in a da lo helai years khathia ang si khat grammatically in rules ne we chin sia to rom ve thina ma se unconsciously until kan share hem chona ron lang thin zuk chin si ai chuan kan subconscious mind na ron lut zung thin ne chen hem na chuan grammar Russian pa zuk zirvak ai chun ten kan thre zong zung theine error depo 81 years on dita se adik lawan thitur ne e anuwa adjective omlea te khan now no omle kha chun te years te kan ti to lo thenin ma se ato pa kan na chuan his 15 years 20 years te kan tile thunga kha danglam na khan te kan chetel dor ne share zong to says the decision, which comes amid escalating pressure from the Democratic allies, was made in the best interest of the party and country. Adds that he will complete the remainder of the term. Lawmakers had expressed to him their doubts whether he could convince voters of his ability to handle the job for another term. Term dang ron chelle turin again. An confidence talk to law ni me an athop pui te kha a lai te kha a chan pui te kha lam trang te kha an ring talk to law ni so eng te nge kan share thal do ne US President Joe Biden dropped out nichen han kan dropped out to phrasal verb ania phrasal verb to tam ta ma stand up kan ti te speak up kan ti te run over kan ti te tam ta ma ne 2024 race for the White House on Sunday, ending his bid for re-election following a disastrous debate. So it follows the debate. Debate trin chwa khani do mela ne. Debate amatan Donald Joe Biden it is disastrous. Chiat group na thleng thei na khani. Achan chu kha debate a khan ache thalo ti kha khan shetheya. With Donald Trump that raised doubts about his fitness for office under 4 months before the election. Mr. Biden said he was endorsing Vice President Kamala Harris as the Democratic nominee for the 2024 election. Kamala Harris Vice President to 2024 election Democratic nominee endorse support MMN. The decision comes after escalating pressure from Mr. Biden's Democratic allies to step aside following the June 27 debate, in which the 18-year-old president trailed off. Hypophrasal verb tell me trailed off. Condition at the drunken at two soya a zoy tiela a buang tiela ban tiela or confident low tiela at and rentong low tiela topasuna top tamak maine. Often gave nonsensical answers and failed to call out the former president's many falsehoods. Debate President Biden debate nonsensical answers atong kain low and YouTube video po kanon highlight Joe Biden atong ka ani chup mai ni au pato ti asia ta ni he enge atong ban chup a thusoya kha chiang lo ni some enge nonsensical omzenei lo thaka aron soi chhuak ani zo thil tongkam omzenei mi lo thaka statement omzenei lo ang chi kha aron soi chhuak thaka ne chu chung chuan Donald Trump thil ti dek lo tam tak thaka aron highlight na chang kha shelo ni so Mr. Biden plans to serve out the remainder of his term in office, which ends on January 20, 2025. 2025 akan thank katsu kala President kalani chunzom zelang kati to hichu chata ken kalati chunzom nga masele pakachon ken hu kadu tok to atip meita ne. It has been hetuna chon athusoi khani donta Joe Biden athusoi kha kanon ko to ne hey direct speech can be narration and it has been the greatest honor of my life to serve as your president. And while it has been my intention to seek re-election, I believe it is in the best interest of my party and the country for me to stand down and to focus solely on fulfilling my duties as a president for the remainder of my term, Mr. Biden wrote in a letter posted on X to country Twitter. Tarakani. Mr. Biden's decision came as he has been isolating at his Delaware beach house after being diagnosed with COVID-19 last week, huddling with a shrinking circle of close confidants and family members about his political future. So, if we huddling with a shrinking circle of close confidants and family members about his political future, huddling kan isn't anom ko man shrinking circle circle tlem te enge amirin tak tak te athopui rin tak tak political party Kamala Harris po khatel nge rin ma chon at chung khatlai na nai tak tak te han kha COVID-19 in isolated na khanan khom ta ne ka kharon soita a chuanin he said that he would address the nation later this week to provide details about his decision. The White House confirmed the authenticity of the letter. Confirm the authenticity. Authenticity kan izon atak takan izia ka White House kanon pong swag bukane confirm. So the announcement is the latest jolt to a campaign for the White House that both political parties see as the most consequential election in generations, coming just days after the attempted assassination of Mr. Trump at a Pennsylvania rally. Oh, isin kan so ito Pennsylvania rally na han Trump ka nge an ka plong trip ti ka kan so ito son chumin nu loka chumin nu loka chon kha announcement kha aron chuak ani chon chuan enge jolt til tam tak tum haya news enge breaking ron chuan na sana kha ni tani helai thlaka point kan hunga passing the baton US President Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris at the White House closest parallel kan nila helai closest parallel kan ni chon enge thil dang ne na te khin theina kharon aron highlight le doni closest parallel. A party's presumptive presidential nominee has newly stepped out of the race so close to the election. The closest parallel would be President Lyndon John, who besieged by the Vietnam War, besieged kanti chuan enge in dauna kanti khane chuanin enge chiatna te pokon under attack te pokon ten so announced in March 1968 that he would not seek another term. Amami ne na te khin na de ne. The decision marks a swift and stunning end to Mr. Biden's 52 years in electoral politics, as donors, lawmakers, and even aides expressed to him their doubts whether he could convince voters of his ability to handle the job for another 4 years. Mr. Biden won the vast majority of the delegates and every nominating contest but one, which would have made his nomination a formality. In 2020, Mr. Biden pitched himself as a transitional figure who wanted to be a bridge to a new generation of leaders. But once he secured the job he spent decades struggling to attain, he was reluctant to part with it. Mr. Biden was once asked whether any other Democrats could beat Trump, probably 50 of them. Mr. Biden replied, "No, I'm not the only one who can defeat him, but I will defeat him." Hey, I statement trong shim hian kan soi dong an he debate nei trong khan athu soi kha amzia kha nei tamlo ne. Mr. Biden is already the country's oldest president and had insisted repeatedly that he was up for the challenge of another campaign in another term, telling voters all they had to was watch me, and watch him they did. And Mr. Biden US President to zong tu na term chet lai upabera ni ta ne. So ani khan campaign le tan po khan alepek campaign te po kha aphor ma alepek election ani tu te po kha aphor ma campaign te po kha ran nei chawa mani lu ka debate pon nei kan tia. His poor debate performance prompted a cascade of anxiety from Democrats and donors who said publicly what some had said privately for months, that they did not think he was up to the job for 4 more years. So his poor debate performance prompted a cascade of anxiety. Kan this one, a debate chalo poor debate ati chatlo na enge debate Trump anelo na kan ti mayang so pon lang takin kan clear vek nga anelo sia kan mu vek nga CNN te pon tam tak ati lang chat tu ma se har mane khata khan khathila khan cascade of anxiety from from Democrats and donors. Anxiety happen red talk to lo na enge kha an leader tu na an leader bear an nominate or bear kha an red talk lo to confidence an nei to lo mio suan kakatil theng theni chuan he kan du tok do nga concerns over President Biden's age have dogged him since he announced he was running for re-election atibok ta majority atam zog delegate tam zog khan chakma se ค่า debate วางคันค่า debate ชะลาลุตุกวางperformance ชะลาลุตุกวางคันมีตั้มตะกะคันเงี้ยเรียนตกแล้วนะคะอุปโตลุตุกันยังเงี้ยเงี้ย mental fitness state ชัดโตแล้วเงี้ยตีเตริลรู้แต่ข้าอมเทวางคันข้ารุนข้าคันเรียนตกแล้วนะคะอารมณ์สวกตาเนี่ยส่วนกันเชียร์ตัวจูเฮลัยจังกัน point out เทจูกัน summarize ส่วนตุน term กันไล่ไม่คิดจูตุน term กันไล่ไม่คิดจูamang zonga amar su term le peka suan eng tinge kan tiang atel to don lo ne oh he drops out kan tiang zo oh he drops out he la kan hunga okay President Biden drops out of race from the presidential election race kan tiang zo oh kha tun kara kan ron chia thei chuni ta se kar le lama te article mo editorial enga manite kan share le to rangai la kan in hule theu don ya